If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? This weekend I hosted the very first event in the Edison Unchained series, which is a format that I've created with the Edison Format card pool where we unban a bunch of stuff from the list. As you can see, all of the various changes that I've made are on the screen right here. If you want to participate in the next one of these or potentially do stuff like this in the future, my Discord link is going to be in the description. So if you're watching right now, you can go ahead and click on that and join if that's something that intrigues you. Or if you're watching this video too late, you can not, because the link will be expired and I'm not going back to replace them in my video description every 7 days or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're going to start out by going over the replays, and then we're going to highlight the top deck lists and get into some other stuff in terms of the future and moving on. So with that said, let's get into it. Very first replay starting out here, we've got Brolab versus Gingerella. Looks like we're going to get to show off, I think this is one of the reasoning gate lists. It did have Diva in it, and then on the opponent's end, we've got Quick Draw Plants, which was one of the better performing decks of the tournament, if I remember. There were at least like two of these, and I think both did pretty well, if I remember. Opponent going to go Diva into Monster Gate, which is very interesting. Let's see, we get an Ocean. Going to synchro those off, I guess not playing Malicious, which is weird. Because you could like Few, send Mally, banish the Mally, and make a level 8, which would be just very good, and leave the Ocean there. But I guess maybe they don't have it. I feel like it would go well with the Reasoning Gate thing as well, though. No, they are playing Malicious. They just made Goyo in main 1 and like kept the Mally, which I guess they could use to get Jinzo out later, but they could also just Brain Tribute it, so I'm not really sure. Either way, it just looks like they're getting owned by Drill Warrior here, which was made on turn 1 by Brolab, so very, very intimidating. And they're going to use the Trag to steal the Goyo and just summon the Sanga and go for a game, so pretty rough game number 1 there. Let's see what happens in game number 2, opening up a Reasoning and a Monster Gate, so hopefully going to be able to go nuts. Reasoning going to get a Plague Spreader, going to Rhoda for Diamond Dude, summon the Diamond Dude, get the Monster Gate, so they're going to have 2 Monster Gates next turn. Looks like the opponent is going to make a turn 1 drill yet again. Man, the second... No, wait, they're going to go for Turbo Warrior to hit over the Goyo instead. All right. Here, they're going to use the first Diamond Dude Monster Gate, then summon the Stratos, get the Malicious, activate D-Draw, draw 2, banish the Malicious Monster Gate off with one of their monsters, probably. No, they're just going to sink. Okay. They can do that too. They can just sink and set return, right? Yeah, set return. So I think that next turn we should just be able to win with return from the different dimension. Opponent's going to go through all 3 Lone Fires, get the Titanial, switch to attack mode, leaving the 25 wall there just in case of Mirror Force. Just going to hit over everything. And now we have Brain to go with the Monster Gate. Couldn't we have stacked for Plague and done something first before we returned? I guess we're just returning to get back 1 Mally. Going to make Colossal Fighter... What? We're not even going to Monster Gate? Shouldn't you have brained... You should have brained this in main 1 and hit over the token. And just leaving the Thunder King there, but gets Dark Hold, and that's going to be the end of it. Man, yeah, Dark Hold is probably going to be crazy in a lot of situations in this tournament. Yeah, felt like this Reasoning Gate player made a few mistakes, but, you know, that it is what it is. It happens. Quick Draw going to be moving on. Okay, next replay we've got Depone's Lord, I believe, is playing the Kuraz deck, which there were 2 people playing the Kuraz deck. I was so happy. Got to get these Carpath simps in here playing all my favorite decks, but the opponent is actually playing a very interesting deck. There was this like theory-crafted idea that people had of like a magical exemplar spellcaster deck that you can use to resummon the Thousand Eyes Restrict over and over again. Depone's Lord's playing like a hero build of the Kuraz deck, which is neat. You can use Future Fusion to get Dandy in rotation, which is solid. We're going to see a Magician of Faith get flipped. Oh yeah, another card I kind of gave to the Spellcaster deck. So up is our Goblin. We're going to see Instant Fusion. I think he actually goes for Magician King to make Arcanite. Or do they make something else? No, they just make a level 8. They make Thought Ruler. Man, Thought Ruler Syndrome is like even worse in this format because we unbanned like Dark Hole and stuff. So it's just like, what is wrong with making Stardust? Stardust with Deep Prison behind it seems a lot better than this. Now, it would have lost to the Gear Dragon anyway, so. Looks like we're just kind of bricked and gonna pass. But they do have Gores, so it's pretty strong. They can drop the Gores, get the 3k token. And now gonna go into a Dandelion here. Just switching the Gores to defense, attacking with the token to Ram, going for the Caius, getting rid of the Dandelion. That's pretty good, but we're going to end phase call, get back the Lone Fire, go into another Dandy, and then presumably... No, we're just going to normal summon the Titanial. One cool thing about this format was that every deck is playing, or a lot of the decks are playing the plant stuff because I really like unhit. Especially the 3 Lone Fire I think was a very big boost, but then I also unbanned a Dark Hole, which just completely invalidates Titanial in every way, so I thought that was pretty cool. Gonna go for probably just a Stardust here. Stardust gonna hit over... Oh, we're going for Absolute... Or, not Absolute Zero. We're going for Gaia. I don't believe this deck actually plays Absolute Zero. Gonna Miracle Fusion just to get a 3rd body on the board so that they can summon the Plasma, but now this hand doesn't really do anything under Plasma. The Plasma is just gonna yoink the set monster, and we missed lethal here. You could have... activated Gear Town, summoned Kurez, pop Gear Town plus call, and then won the game. But it doesn't matter. Opponent can't do anything. They're under Plasma, so they're dead. Going on to game number 3, we see a Decree, which I think was sided in. Opponent going to go ahead, set MST, and pass. Yeah, I don't know. We just get a Plasma to set our Goat behind. Going to end phase Goat here. I'm actually not sure if you do this when they don't have any... monsters on the board, but we are. Gonna hit for 18. This will probably get Deprison. Then there will be... Nope, no Deprison. Gonna activate the Future Fusion, chain MST on the Future Fusion instead. Oh, I guess the thought is that they can just go for a big Dark Hole. Okay, yeah, this is actually just the fattest Dark Hole we've ever seen. Just like 1 for 4, outing Titanial and Plasma. That's insane. We're going to see a Debris Dragon play. Not even gonna hit for 500 with the token. Now going to Instant Fusion here. Going to make Arcanite. Yes, at long last, Arcanite has been made. Going to pop the set card, attack over the Lone Fire, blast them. Presumably popping the set. Yep, the Debris is gone. Heavy Storm, Debris Dragon. That's just game. That's just like Black Rose for 2k damage over the Arcanite. So, unfortunately, the Spellcaster meme deck is going to lose it out to KFC there. Next, who do we got? We have Snack versus... Oh, this person was playing Chaos Fairy, if I remember. Snack is playing, like, Vayu flip control with Tsukiyomi and stuff, which is pretty cool. My thinking going into this event was that, like, the flip decks probably just aren't very good, because we unhit a lot of cards that are really good against all the set monsters. I mean, like, everyone's going to be on Instant Fusion for Thousand Eyes, which could just yoink a set Raikou Hamster. Everyone's going to be on Dark Hole, which just, like, invalidates all the flip monsters as well. And then on top of that, there's stuff like bonus copies of Sangan and Card Trooper, which I maybe gave too many. I gave people too many copies of that, and that really like messes with Raikou Hamster as well. So, but I did give back a lot of flip monsters. Like Magician of Faith is pretty cool in this deck because it's a mill deck, so you can just like mill your power spells and add back whatever one is appropriate for the situation. And then I also gave him back Tsukiyomi, obviously, so there is some legitimacy to what Snack is trying to do here. Gonna go in with the Vayu. We see a Battle Fader, probably gonna be a Tribute Summon Caius here. No, we're not Tribute Summoning Caius. Oh, this is... Okay, we're Tribute Summoning Christia. This seems like a huge overcommitment, and it is gonna get hard punished by the Dark Hole. Maybe if Dark Hole wasn't in the format, that would have been an okay play, but now you just got absolutely obliterated there. We're going to see the Trag come down. Fairies is a deck where I feel like I didn't really nerf it, and, well, nerf it. I didn't really nerf anything. I gave it some useful tools, I think, but Dark Hole kind of gatekeeps it a lot, if you think about it. Like, you can't just play this tempo game. I mean, the Chaos Fairy deck's a little different, because you're not just, like... super, like, I want to use my normal summon every turn. So you can, like, kind of just play a more conservative game plan, I guess. And Snack just, like, absolutely sacked with that top deck Sork, by the way. Actually just, like, Dark Hole into ripping one of the only top decks in her entire deck that got her out of that situation. And then the opponent draws Dead Dust Shoot. Yeah, Snack's just like a sacker. Doesn't even deserve this W. What is going on? We're going to see Magician of Faith add back Dark Hole. Going to activate Burial. Summon some guys, and then summon Dad. So that's just the end of the game. Imagine if the set was Torrential Tribute. That would have been insane. It should have been. Snack should have been owned by Torrential there. Would have been funny. Alright, game 2, opponent going to go. Set Shining Angel. We got a Card Trooper hit in, and that's what I'm talking about. If this had been Hamster Raikou, then you'd have been just like completely screwed. So, going to hit over the Trooper, draw into it. Dark Hole. Snack just drawing Dark Hole again. What can we say? Sacker, etc., etc. Although the onus is kind of on the Fairy player to play around Dark Hole. Pro Set Storm into Caius, though. Oh my god, that's dirty. It is so dirty. Oh, up so many cards now. Okay, we're going to summon Gale Attack. No, we use the effect, and then we get Orange Lighted. Probably should have just, like, dropped Trag instead of Orange Lighting there. I don't think it was necessary to Orange Light that. I'm just going to hit in with the Sangan. We got to set Magician of Faith. Special Summon Christia. There's 4 fairies. It eats a Bottomless, but, like, that's just a +1. Going to add back the Dark Hole, but you're staring at just a Sangan. And now we are using the Orange Light to negate Magician of Faith. Again, like, a kind of questionable Orange Light usage, I think. Should pretty much always be holding it for, like, Caius, Dark Agrepher, the Flip Monsters, sort of, I think, in this matchup. Anyway, Dark Arm, Sork, etc. Oh yeah, I also gave the Vayu deck double Sork. Vayu's one of the only like mainstream decks at Edison Format that actually plays Sork. I mean, there's a few, but it's definitely one of the better Sork decks, and I gave him a second one, so that's pretty cool. Although they do have to play more lights, maybe like the Magician of Faiths. Anyway, the Fairy player just can answer everything on the field. Snack's on no cards, so that game's looking pretty over. We're going to a deciding game number 3. Who will win it? Snack going first, draws a Hamster for turn that kind of really salvages her hand, which was otherwise really not looking that great. Going to swing in with a Herald. Should not... I feel like you should wait. You should probably just not attack here. Or you should Special Side Run attack if it's Hamster. Probably just Special Side Run attack to make sure your Dimmalk or your Angel stays. Yeah, I don't know. Here we are going to Special the Side Run attack. It's going to get deprisoned. That's fine. You can just... Could have just mirrored that. I feel like you should either mirror it now or like... Okay, we draw into... Wait, shouldn't the call have just been set and used instead of mirror? Wait, why are we mirroring? Yeah, you could have just called back Angel and held your mirror. I feel like that would have done the job there. We're going to swing over. It's a set Vayu. So we're going to have Armed Wing into Gale into presumably... is that enough to go for lethal? No. So just going to attack. Yeah, see, now you're just in like the same situation pretty much, but you're down... you're down a copy of Mirror Force that you could just have. Also, I think they should have dropped Fader, because now, if you hadn't top decked that Shining Angel, you'd have been in a situation where you just lose the game if your brain control gets stopped. And here, maybe you should have just set the Angel. I don't know. I guess the risk is... No, you can't set the Angel. Never mind. What am I talking about? You're going to see Sork not getting dropped in main 2. I guess there's no fodder. Going to summon Caius. That's really risky, though. You could have just set the Dimmalk. The thing is, if you ever got another Fairy to grave, instead of doing this just, like, chill on Battle Fader and then drop Caius thing, then your Christia would have been live, and you could have actually, like, maybe done something. But I think just going for this Fader Caius means that when this Caius gets bottomless, you lose the game. So, I don't know. Whatever. It's hard to say exactly what would have happened in that game 3. It was definitely tough for the Fairy player. On to the next one. Who we got here? We got Pinna versus Mega Lamp. Mega Lamp is the second Kuraz player that I alluded to earlier. I don't think he's on the Fairy, or the Fairy. He's not on the Hero stuff. We're going to see a very odd play. I think you would probably just flip the Mausoleum and pay 1,000 and then pop the Mausoleum and the Sangan, but he's actually going to tribute the Sangan to pop the Mausoleum and itself. And then, yeah, I think would have been better to do it the other way. You could have just paid 1,000 to save a card here. Setting the heavy should not probably do this. I think you should have just end phase discarded the Dandelion. It just puts something on the field to get monarched. Like, if it gets Ryza, that's a disaster, because then you're drawing a dead Heavy Storm. As it stands, the opponent's just going to go Uni and pop it. Then going to 1-for-1 into Substitute, go through their entire deck. Yeah, that's fine. Here, going to go... should have just gone Titanial here. And probably should have set the cards. I don't know. I guess the issue is you would get your set cards unifrogged. But you can just, like, set call at least, and call at some point. I don't know. Gonna go now for Black Rose. Alright, I like that. Just getting rid of the dupe lock, summoning a Gadgetron. You're actually in a pretty good spot now. Because you can set a call and a judgment behind this Gadgetron. That's pretty good. Now, there is a Brain and a Dark Hole. Brain is going to be used. Then going to attack. You take 3k. Going to have to judgment the Caius. And then we're going to end phase Karez. I don't think we should have end phase called right there. Probably should have waited. Because now if the opponent has anything, you're just dead. And they're going to activate Dark Hole, but that's not enough. Summon Swap, hit over a token. You're actually, like, up a lot of cards here. We're going to summon Sangan and attack, presumably. Okay. Kind of just gotta hope. Should not have Torrential here, because that was not lethal. That was not lethal at all. You'd have been alive on 100 life. The Sangan's going to search Debris Dragon, and the opponent searches Ocean and just wins. I think probably should have won game 1 there, Mega Lamp. What were you thinking? Anyway, it's fine. It's all good. Game 2, we're opening up strong hand. Brain, Karez, Gear Town, Lone Fire Blossom. Very strong hand. The opponent's going to Brain, going to negate that. Yeah, I think it's probably right to negate that. Frogs pretty much always has a way to convert off the Brain. Sometimes, though, if you're crazy, you can call their bluff on the Brain control. So we're going to Brain, Strato, Straw 2, Special out, Gadgetron, activate the Terraforming for Garden. It was maybe a little premature to do that. I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's not even a Treeborn Engrave, and Gores isn't live. So I feel like you could have maybe just waited on this Terraforming. It's good if you, like, keep the field spells in deck and increase your odds of drawing another one to use with the Terraforming. There's going to be a T-Roar. We're going to set Iron Wall. Iron Wall means that you don't have to worry about Miracle Fusion ever this game, so that's good. Because Ab-Zero can be a very annoying card when you, like, fill up your board and commit. Anyway, the opponent going to go for Dupe Lock with Uni, with a clogged board. Kind of annoying. They pop the Garden, which is kind of odd. I feel like you should just pop a set there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they think the Garden... Because, like, the Garden's kind of inactive under the Vanity's Fiend, too. Let's see. We're going to get a back row popped. We lose the Iron Wall, which sucks because the opponent has a Caius in hand that they can just slam at any point. Should probably... Yeah, I think this Karez... I don't think you need to pop both dupes. Is that you never need to pop both dupes because you just undupe lock yourself by popping one dupe. So you could have just popped like one of your tokens plus dupe, maybe? And then like hit over the other dupe and then set Torrential and then you're like chilling. Because now they have a live... Yeah, you didn't need to give them 2 entire draws there. Well, yeah. Yeah, you didn't need to give them 2 draws. Okay, I guess they wanted to go... Oh, is this just lethal? Okay, they decided they wanted to go for lethal this turn. That's very risky, but it actually works out. Opponent didn't have anything to stay alive, so by getting over the Vanity's Fiend, you can... Okay, pretty clean, pretty good play. I like that. Game 3, we open an abysmal hand with double Trag, but the Trag is pretty strong right now. That being said, the opponent's probably just going to find an out for it here. But will they expect Trag number 2? That is the question. They'll probably just Econ and then summon Vanity's Fiend. If they summon Vanity's Fiend here, you're actually in some serious trouble, right? But they're going to attack first. And then, what the hell just happened? How did they get rid of the Trag there? Am I missing something? Alright, I don't get it. Oh, wait, their Trag was bigger. Alright, you should have just waited on your Trag then. I don't know. They summon Demok and add back Econ, which is pretty cool. I think Demok is quite good in Frogs. I think that it's surprising more people weren't playing Frogs. There were only like 2 Frog decks. And I feel like I buffed Frogs substantially. Like, 3rd Treeborn isn't great, but it isn't nothing either. And then Demok is very good in that deck. And I think Instant Fusion is also quite good because imagine just like you Instant Fusion into Thousand Eyes, yoink something, then summon Substitoad, and it's just like very free. You could do it turn 1. Like, you don't even need your like setup. It's just like great tempo for you. Anyway, gonna top deck a Lone Fire, very much needed. Get into Titanial, and then using Call immediately to get your Dandy Titanial set up. Kind of just like an FTK versus Frogs. They don't really do a lot here, and they don't have Miracle Fusion even like vaguely set up. No heroes in rotation. Going to go for the Debris Dragon. Revive, make Black Rose. Oh, is this a lethal line? I think it is. You got 55 on board. If you switch this, make it 0. Then, yeah, you hit for 28, hit over the Treeborn, hit for 24. Exact lethal. Some very cool lethal pushes here by Mega Lamp in games 2 and 3 with the KFC deck. It can definitely do a lot of neat stuff like this that I think is very good against Frogs. So sadly the Demok Frog list will be eliminated here. Next up, we got Fenn. I bet we know what Fenn is playing. Is it Amaryllis? Indeed it is. Indeed it is. The opponent is playing... What is this? ARA Exodia. I guess this deck is good. I gave him a 2nd Ancient Ritual Art. Oh my god, they're playing duplicates of the pieces. I gave them the duplicate pieces and they're playing them. They sent 4 pieces with Ancient Ritual Art. I keep calling it Ancient Ritual Art. It's Advanced Ritual Art. I don't know. I've just like got an issue there. Fenn just going to crash with Trooper, activate Trade-In, and just like start, playing the game as most decks do. While this deck just has a handful of Exodia pieces. Yo, this is just like that one episode of Duel Monsters where that rare hunter bricked on a bunch of redundant Exodia pieces that didn't go together. It's just like that. What is going on? We draw Backup Soldier. I guess this is just the plan. We mill all the Exodia pieces, and then we Backup Soldier them back. We almost had game there. If the Sangan had gone off, all right, and then the Backup Soldier had gone off, that was just lethal, right? We search the Exodia head, get all the appropriate pieces, but instead, End Phase Typhoon going to out the Backup Soldier, Brionet going to out the set Sangan, so it's just not even close to happening, actually. Fenn just going to go in for game now, right? We hit over the Fate. Yeah. GG's. Maybe game number 2 will be different. Let's see. We got the head of Exodia. We've got another head of Exodia. We've got twin-headed Exodia. Oh my god. Iron Wall going to be sided in. Pretty good against the Amaryllis deck in general, actually, but presumably this is in the side so that your pieces don't get crowed, because if your pieces get crowed, that's really bad. Let's see. We're going to hit over. We're going to hit over main phase 2, Lila, end phase Mill. And yeah, we can see that Fenn is, in fact, on the symbols of heritage technology, which is obviously kind of insane with triple Lone Fire. I think, the triple Lone Fire might have been a bit of an oversight on my part. Putting that card to 3 made the plant deck, I think, pretty insane. Because there were just like a ton of plant decks that did well in this tournament. Fenn's also on Tribe, which I'm surprised more people didn't end up playing Tribe. I feel like there were only a few. And it is like a solid normal summon. Maybe I even underestimated or overestimated this card, actually. Like, I thought it was like at least decent, but it might just be like kind of mid. Brionet gonna bounce everything, and same story as game number 1, just like not able to put together the Exodia combo. I appreciate what you were trying to do here, but unfortunate. All right, next duel, we got Karina. Finally getting to watch Karina here. Let's see what she's playing. She's playing Frogs still? What is wrong with you? All right, the opponent is playing Dark World. Why? What about what I brought back made you say Dark World? I just want to know. I didn't unban card, or I didn't unlimit card destruction or anything. Why? There's got to be a reason. Maybe we're going to find out. I don't remember off the top of my head. Karina is playing Monster Gate. Why? I don't know. She summons Kuraz off the Monster Gate to pop itself for 1 draw. Oh my god. What is going on here? What is going on? We see... appropriate getting sets? Well, this is going to be a bunch of frogs, right? Damn, maybe it's the double goat that made Karina wanted to play this, because she can, like, substitute goat a bunch. Just go, like, +4 for no reason. That's something. Quick draw being used. Gonna go dragged down, rip the Caius. Drawing a D-Mock. D-Mock's really good in frogs, too. I can definitely see why Karina wanted to play frogs, actually. What I was wondering is why the opponent wanted to play Dark World. They go into Life Transfer? What? I'm so confused. Tribe gonna be summoned, and that's gonna just, like, wipe everything. We're hitting over the quick draw. Opponent can, like, Avarice, try to do something, but... I don't know, this might be the wackest deck we've seen so far. Like, this Dark World list, is it better or worse than the Exodia list? What do we think? This is gonna get Rised, that's what I think. And yeah, going to game number 2, that was not particularly close. What do we got here in game number 2? Hadez? Deck Dev is a good side deck card in this matchup. Hadez gonna hit over the dupe. It gets negated. Soul Exchange, but Chain, Deck Devastation, Virus, hitting at 0 cards because the Crow is chained. Let's see. Oh my god, you're gonna flip the Morphing Jar and then just get to hit every card with DDV. Alright, let's see it. Only one DDV target gets drawn. That's tragic. Activating the effect of some Dark Worlds, though. We summon Silva Gold. And that's just like an OTK. Well, I blinked and I missed it. I guess, alright, pretty neat. Dark World did something. Wait, they're on 50 cards? What the hell? Okay, Dark World Dealing's going to summon back a Silva. Presumably there's going to be a dragged down used, but not very good there. I don't know. Maybe they should have held that. Just set appropriate. Heavy Storm going to blow out. Caius, the game is just over. I don't know. Yeah, that turn 1 from the Dark World player is pretty questionable. They're playing Possessed Dark Soul. Yo. This just yoinks their dupe lock. Maybe more people need to play this card. That's funny as hell. Okay, we've got another drag down being used. Going to take the Soul Exchange. We're going to make Armory Arm, but this doesn't really do much. Book of Moon being used. Treeborn come back. Summon Caius. That's the end of the game, so... Not exactly shocking. We see appropriate Dark World getting eliminated. Okay. We've got Frost Gaming versus Dragon D. And what is the matchup? Opponent needs to draw for turn 1. Did they draw for turn 1? Oh my god, they didn't draw for turn 1. Okay, they did. It's all good. It's all good. Game state repaired. This just looks like some kind of quick draw plant mirror thing, which, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of decks like this. I kind of gave them too much, I think. We're going to have to maybe address that because, yeah, these plant decks, they do be quite strong. At least that's how it seemed. We're going to summon Caius. Titanium just going to negate. Yeah, you can't even... Wait, you should Torrential here, right? Why not Torrential? Or, like, why not just hold your Caius and then Torrential later? Torrential is a very clean out to this board. I guess, whatever. Maybe they just... I don't know, I'm not sure. We're going to see swinging over, tack. Gore. Dude tried to summon Gores with 2 back row? What? What? How did no one catch this? This opponent had better lose, right? Like, what is going on, man? What is going on with this replay? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You two, both of you, Frost Gaming and Dragon D, were you just, like, tired when this match was being played? What was happening? I don't even feel like I can commentate on the rest of game 1. All right, the good news is that the person who tried to summon Gores while they had 2 back row did just, like, completely lose anyway, so I guess the damage has been kind of restored there, but what the hell, what was that? How did no one catch that? All right, we got a King Tiger Wangu being normal summoned. Why is this in your side? What is this for? Frogs? But there's like a billion better things versus frogs, right? This is just the confusing match, I guess. We're going to see, yeah, Quick Draw Dandy to Breed Dragon. Yep. Huh? Oh. All right, we're just letting our opponent take back their misplay here. Going to set the instant fusion because it's dead. Top deck Storm, a little bit unfortunate, but whatever. Hit over the King Tiger Wangu. And now we're going for this quick draw dandy play, going into Nitro Warrior attack. And I don't see any way of staying alive here. Oh, no. You are alive on 600 life. Okay. So we got set Raikou, but the mind control just going to end the game. So game number 3 of the wackest replays so far. What were you guys doing? Oh, what were you guys doing? Do you have no shame? Do you have anything to say for yourself? All right, we've been mean to them enough. That's fine. Plague going to get walled here by Magician of Faith, hilariously, adding back the brain control that was milled off the charge of the Light Brigade. Now we've got an Avarice, put everything back. We get a Sork, so this is some kind of chaos quick draw, I guess. And bottom is going to be used on the King Tiger Wangu, milling 3 more with the Card Trooper. We got some sets, but the mind control again on the Raikou, very good. Going to be used to pop the Card Trooper. It would have been the same if they'd gone for the back row, I guess. Storm being used now, of all times. But that's just going to be met with a Chain Call, get back Sangang, get a search for second Dandelion. Now we've got Brain Control on the Armory Arm. Summon Plague, Synchro for Brionac. Bounce the back row. That should be the end of the duel, right? Because we just summon Sork, summon Quick Draw Synchron. Or no, we're not even summoning Quick Draw. We're just attacking for game here. All right. Well, Frost Gaming ending up with the W there. Next match. Hopefully, Karina versus Rinn isn't quite as odd as that one. All right, Karina is playing Reasoning as well. I'm not sure why she threw these cards in there, but whatever. Rinn is playing like full-on Reasoning Gate Turbo, it looks like. If I recall, they were on... Yeah, they're on hero stuff. I think there was... I forget what was in here, actually. We're going to see a Reasoning hit a Kuraz pop itself. Like, it's just not good. This is just not... Reasoning in the Frog deck? I don't know. Whatever. Karina works in mysterious ways. She can do what she wants. And here we're going to see the Reasoning 8 being called, milling a Wolf. Wolf going to come back. Yeah, see, like, one of the big oversights that I had was, like, not considering this Wolf thing, where it's just, like, every Reasoning Gate deck can play triple Wolf, and it's just, like, so free. It's crazy advantage, like, real advantage, a big monster just on the board for free for no reason. So that was probably a little bit of a mistake on my part. That's okay, though. We're here to see people cook, so that's what it is. We have a Sork and a return. We could banish Wolf plus Jinzo and then get them back. Karina going to be using Kuraz to get some draws. We have a Sork. Going to get rid of the Kuraz. We're going to take the Chaos Sork. Summon Swap, bounce back the Chaos Sork, I guess, after getting in for 23 damage, and it cannot be re-summoned currently. And then we're just going to set pass. We do have a Brain Control. Probably should have returned first. Because once Jinzo's on the board, whatever this set card is something you don't have to worry about it. We're going to Tribute, get the Demock, add back the Reasoning, hit the Creator. Good lord, that's so cool. The Creator is going to special back the Jinzo, and then we're going to bring out Sork, banishing the Treeborn. Hitting over, getting in for 5,200 damage. Now, Karina does have a Scapegoat. She could stay alive for another turn here. Going to banish the other Treeborn. How many Treeborns are left? There's one in the deck still, I think. Goat going to be used. All the tokens are dead. There's a T-Roar. We're going to have a Soul X on the Demock. Going to summon Kuraz, presumably popping 2 of these. Karina's still in a pretty rough spot, though. We have a Monster Gate Plague Spreader going to hit a Wolf and a Dandelion, and Karina just scoops it up. And that, you could really see, like, the power of the crazy Monster Gates. I mean, just, like, the Wolf's so nuts. There's just a lot of, like, more, like, modern cards that go well with it. Even if we don't have some of the crazy power cards of GOAT format, like Graceful and Pot, I think this deck was still kind of ridiculous. As you can see, adding a Plasma off the Stratos, getting draws with the trade-ins, milling 2 Wolves, hits the Creator. I mean, that's just nuts. There's an Econ to take the Trigodia, so this is just lethal. Karina just gets OTK'd from full in like 1 turn by the Reasoning Gate deck in Game 2. absolute insane showing for the Reasoning Gate Turbo deck. I maybe went too far with this one. All right, next one we have Someone from the Dark versus Zach. What are the builds here? Zach playing Hero Beat. It's got a Tribe in hand, and I believe Someone from the Dark was playing... Oh my god, they forgot to draw on turn 1. Yo, that's 2 mistakes so far that have been uncaught. We got to step it up, guys. Someone from the Dark is playing the Necroface deck, which I kind of talked about a little bit. I brought back Necroface to 2 and Gold Sark to 3, so you can play some like crazy banish pile with it. I'm not sure it's particularly good, but I definitely wanted to see it because I just think it's cool. We're going to see Tribe hit over the Gale and then set up D-Prison, and you're just like down a full card here because you forgot to draw for turn, but whatever. Sork is going to be summoned after the Cyber Dragon is dropped, banishing the Tribe, hitting in with the Cyber Dragon. We do potentially have a pretty large Grenmaju here. What is this? It's currently at 3,200 if it gets summoned. Torrential going to be used. We're drawing into a DDR. Honest going to poke in. And then we're just going to summon Cyber Valley Pass. It's going to get procced by the Honest. We've got another Sark for another Necroface. Going to banish 5 more off the top. We can summon a 6k attack, a Grenmaju. That's going to have to be met with something. D-Prison, but it can be brought back with the DDR later. Honest going to hit in. We are not dropping Gores there. Oh, we are dropping Gores. Okay. I was going to say, you could pretty much win the game if you drop Gores. Dark Hole, though. Now we've got DDR. Bring back the Grenmaju. Hit for 6,000, so... Opponent's not looking too good on life, but it can be killed with the Storm. Necroface coming to hand, though, and now you've got a giant Necroface to deal with. This thing is going to be gaining 2,500 attack points, it looks like, so it should go to, like, 37. And then we also have another Gold Sark here to use potentially for something else. So the Necroface deck actually doing some work versus Hero Beat here. Cool to see it potentially maybe picking up a W here. What's the Hero deck? The Hero deck desperately needs to get a Water in rotation for this Miracle Fusion. For both of the Miracle Fusions. Alright, we're going to see a Gold Sark getting activated at some point here, I would think. Just going for Brain Control, and they draw Bottomless, and no way to just not die to Necroface beating in for a bajillion damage next turn. So, despite not drawing for turn on turn 1, Someone from the Dark is going to win with the Necroface deck. Here we have a pretty standard opening. Alright, gonna go for Card Trooper, hit into the Stratos set 4. Not gonna be met with anything. Doesn't look like there's a great answer there unless you wanted to Judgment a Card Trooper, which is, like, probably not correct. Here we have a Sark again, getting the Necroface, banishing 5 more, hitting... Wait, what? Okay, no. Yeah, okay. I thought he hit another Necroface there for a second. I was like, what? No, I don't remember that happening. We got a Diva, hit over the Trooper, get a draw, hit into a DD Warrior Lady, banish the Gilman, but there's 5 back row you got to deal with here. None of them deal with an attacking Sandgan, though. Call the Haunted, going to bring back the Stratos, get a +1, we got a Miracle into Ab-Zero, summon the Ocean, so looking pretty good for Hero Beat here in game number 2. Going for Cyber Valley, so you could see a scenario where there's like an instant fusion into Thousand Eyes, take something, summon Cyber Valley, draw 2, but they're getting pretty low to go for something like that. So maybe just... Okay, Brain's going to get Judgmented. We're just going to summon Cyber Valley and pass. And then... Oh my god, they used the Ocean effect to bounce the Ab-Zero to destroy the Cyber Valley and attack for game. That's very funny. Okay, Gold Sark going to go for Necroface. Going to be banishing 5 off the top. And then just T-set. Diva into Gilman. Diva hitting into the set. DD Warrior Lady not going to be used. And we're just going to set 4, make Catastor. Catastor looks like it might get eaten by a Thousand Eyes, but there's a Judgment being used to stop an instant fusion. I don't know about that Judgment. That's a questionable Judgment. The opponent's got a Heavy Storm in their hand. I mean, yep. That's... Oh, man. That is rough. That is rough. Someone from the Dark just going to take that one. So, Necroface actually winning the match, despite forgetting to draw for turn on turn 1 in game 1, which is... questionable, but, you know, whatever. It happens. Moving on. We got Fitz versus Frost Gaming. Fitz, I believe, looks like he had a bye, I think, so because this is his first game. So going to go into Lone Fire, Dandelion. Dandelion going to hit into the set. The set is a Raikou. Going to pop the Dandelion, but Mill Dandelion of their own, so we just got a full-on Plant Mirror. Like I said, Plants was definitively, I think, if there was like a meta... if we could describe this as a meta for this small tournament, small event, small format, It was definitely plants. Plants was just everywhere. And here's another situation where we're going to see Titanial, like obnoxious board, just get outed by Dark Hole, which is very funny. We're going to hit him with Tomato. Call the Haunted, just going to bring back the Titanial, avoiding any damage. Going to hit into the Tomato. Tomato going to get the Sangan. I think maybe probably didn't need to hit into that Tomato there. But I guess it's fine. You've got the Titanial to protect from anything pretty much. Fitz going to search for a Debris Dragon to try and clear this up, which it looks like that is what is going to be done. Going to even hit over the Dandelion to make sure the opponent doesn't get some free tokens. Get your own tokens. Probably set a Bottomless and pass. Just going to set Hamster. Go for Caius. Bottomless. Nice. Dust Shoot. Pretty good here, but you're down a lot of cards already. Sangan going to be summoned. Attack. Then we're going to draw Quick Draw. Not too good in this situation. Just getting beaten down by Sangan. Card Trooper, very nice draw. Going to hit over the Sangan while putting your own floater on the field with the Torrential Tribute. Fitz going to summon the... No, this is going to Storm first. Ooh, that's rough. You needed that Torrential to go off. That Torrential would have maybe turned the game around for you a little bit, but unfortunate. Unfortunate. Looks like Fitz is just going to take this game number 1. We've got Trooper, Mill, hit over the Hamster... Get the Raikou. Raikou going to out the Tragodia? No, Raikou going to out the Trooper. Okay. I don't know if that was the right choice. Trooper going to hit over the Tragodia, and this should just be the end of the game, right? We got, what, Limit Reverse, Summon Tomato is just the end, right? Yeah. That is lethal damage. Game number 1 going to Fitz. Game number 2, what do we got? Giant Trunade. Why? Fitz, can you explain to me why is Giant Trunade in the deck? Whatever. All right, gonna main 2 out the Tragodia with the Instant Fusion for Thousand Eyes. I gotta say, the Instant Fusion for Thousand Eyes felt really balanced to me. I knew it would be everywhere. I didn't know how crazy it would be, but like compared to stuff like Brain Control and Dark Hole, which are like kind of very strong but fair and like ridiculous and dumb, respectively. I think that the Instant Fusion is by far the like most balanced piece of removal between the like 3 power spells, and yeah, I don't know, just like felt cool. I know like it's a sort of deck tax, but it's like a 1 card deck tax, so I don't know. I kind of liked it. Anyway, Fitz just kind of wins with Dad and the Caius self burn while I was ranting about Instant Fusion, but yeah, I kind of like the Instant Fusion Thousand Eyes. What can I say? And it looks like that was probably an integral part of Fitz's strategy with the limit reverses, because he was on multiple Instant Fusion here, so probably just trying to summon Thousand Eyes and then bring it back and abuse it. So that was pretty cool. Now we got Bro Laub versus Wraith. So we're going to get to see the Reasoning Gate deck potentially in action again, or rather in like non-action with this hand. Okay, we got a Scapegoat. The Scapegoat can potentially get this Monster Gate going. Brolab going to Raikou Caius. The sets, both of them are chainable. So pretty good here for Wraith. We're going to see a Drill Warrior get made, though. That's definitely rough because they also have the Volcanic Shell to go with it. And then an Avarice following it up, leaving the Dandy in the graveyard, getting even more pluses. So Wraith definitely just needs to like go in for the kill here if they can do that. They have a Reasoning and a Gate, so potentially could do a lot. Unfortunately, hitting a Dandy, and then the opponent calls correctly off the Reasoning. So, man, the Reasoning and the Gate just doing nothing. We are going to see a Plasma come down, though, and this could be a serious problem for the Quick Draw deck. It's going to stop the Drill in its tracks, and the hand is just all monsters that do basically nothing under the Destiny Hero Plasma. Yeah, I mean, you got 6, 7 cards that don't do anything here. Does Plasma... I don't believe Plasma stops the add back. I think they did that right. But it does stop Drill from moving itself further. So the opponent just going to try to extend here, make some more quick draw synchros to hit over the Stratos and the tokens. But the Plasma, they just need to draw an answer. This big boy is going to be running down everything. They just can't play the game. They need to top deck an outright here. They do not. So the Drill is just gonna get killed. No, they hit over the Turbo Warrior. Big mistake here. You needed to hit over the Drill. Oh my god, they drew Storm to get rid of the... Yeah, see? If you'd hit over the Drill, you'd have been fine. Actually, like... I mean, maybe not fine. Your hand is pretty bricked, but... You wouldn't have to deal with drill like in rotation on top of all of this other BS. Yeah, this hand is really bricked, man. I question like the return is an interesting choice. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it is a little slow. Maybe we're going to see Kurez popping return, which I don't know if you should have done that. This return is a potential win con, especially a lore into plague. I mean, yeah, we're gonna foolish a dandy. 2 dandies, I think is. I don't even know if you should be on dandy in here actually. Like this isn't the plant build. I think there is a plant build of Reasoning Gate that is very good, but in this one you could probably just get away with double goat because I gave you double goat. We're going to see the Creator get tribute summoned, though, bringing back the Sork, banishing the Caius, hitting over a token, but there's still a drill in rotation you got to deal with here. And it looks like it's just going to take out everything on your field, so unfortunately it's not enough. Was there nothing else? I guess it could have brought back Stratos or something, and then, yeah, I don't know. Then you don't have a way to deal with the Caius. Maybe should have put the Creator in defense, but I think it still would have gotten outed, so not really sure what we could have done game that one there as Reasoning Gate, kind of just bricking. Game 3, we draw double goats. And we find a Reasoning. It's going to be used. 4 is called, but you just hit a dandy. Like, I don't know. Dandy seems like such a bad hit in here. I definitely don't think you should be playing 2. It's just going to get Caius'd anyway. Yeah, this is not good. All right, we got goats. The opponent has sided into Puppet Plant, by the way. I guess there's a lot of heroes in here. We draw Instant Fusion. Maybe should have held that a little longer to try and see if there was a way to get the Creator out, but I don't know. I guess later if we get the Creator out, we can revive the Thousand Eyes, which is pretty cool. Opponent just going to make a drill. Avarice. Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of bricked here as the Reasoning Gate deck, and the Quick Draw deck is playing the game, and you are not, so kind of rough. Maybe... Yeah, I'm not sure. It felt like hitting the dandies off the Reasoning Gates was just so, like, devastatingly awful. Maybe you should have changed the composition of the deck a little bit. So we're going to see a Foolish for Dandy, but that's not really going to do anything. I think this game's just over. Like, you have no gas. Opponent's just looping drill a bunch. All right, we got to trade in. Can maybe draw something. Nope. Nope, never mind. You're going to draw trade in and a T-Roar, so... Yeah, not really. That doesn't look like this Reasoning Gates deck is... Oh, man, this was the deck that like went off insane versus Karina, and it's just doing nothing this game. So potentially a little bit of an inconsistency problem here. And yeah, the drill's going to get yoinked. We have a Sork to try to get rid of the drill, and it's going to work. But the opponent's just up so many cards on you at this point. I don't know what you do. Dark Hole being used, and Avarice being flipped, and like they're at... They're back up to 8 cards in hand to your 4. To be fair, this is actually like a better situation than you were in before, maybe, but because the drill's gone, I mean, it's still not great. We're going to draw, and our hand is still kind of dead. We're actually going to get kind of impatient here, I think, and reincarn back the Dandy. I don't know if you needed to do that. Kurez, just going to get negated by Titanial. You get 2 tokens. Yeah, I mean, this is not good. This is not good. I think it's only a matter of time before the Reasoning Gate deck goes down at this rate. Opponent going to go into Drill Warrior, attack. It gets Econ, but now you need to draw top deck out to this, which we don't. No. Okay, wait, the Drill is still halved? Is that how this works? Oh my god, it is. It just like stays halved. That's funny. But it gets Book of Moon resetted, so it's not going to get outed. Maybe you should have just held on to the Plasma. I think it's one of your only potential win cons left. And you drew into a Wolf and a T-Roar. It's like, what is that doing? Could have had Goat into Plasma to potentially... The issue is the Drill is there. You need to wait for them to put something else on the field so you could steal it. Yeah. But like it does kind of like hardcore solo their deck. I guess the Puppet Plant outs it, though, because it's a Warrior. We're going to see the Goat being used to try and stay alive... It's amazing this game got so prolonged, actually. I feel like the Wraith has been down bad for like 10 turns, but still hasn't lost somehow. On double Wolf in hand, though, I mean, okay, we got an Avarice. It just gets crowed. Come on, like, is BroLab taking too long to end this or something? I don't know. Gonna hit over the token for some damage, hit over the other token, and we're 100 short of lethal here, so Wraith gets one final draw. And it's a monster gate that he cannot use. Unfortunate to see Reasoning Gate go down. I was definitely rooting for this deck to do something, but yeah, Wraith's just kind of bricks. Not a lot he could have done there. All right, next match. We got Fenn on Amaryllis, who has moved on to play against, I think, a person who had a bye, who was playing a weird quick draw plant build. So another plant mirror. Like I said, plants everywhere. I've said it several times now, but just reinforcing the fact that plants were everywhere. Foreshadowing for like when I amend the ban list at the end of this video. Opponent sinking with Sangan into Catastor to search the Eccentric Boy, which I believe they're playing like a one-off copy in this deck that they could use to make an 8 with Thunder Dragon. It's like kind of okay. Fenn has several Amaryllises in rotation already, though, which is very scary. Going to go for a Mark of the Rose here. Can steal the Red Dragon. Red Dragon can hit over the Catastor. Then we can main 2, do nothing because we can't normal summon because we use Hidden Armory, and setting the mirror under our own decree is pretty pointless. Opponent's going to go for a Pot of Avarice. Put back a bunch of Shells and Thunder Dragons as well as the Eccentric Boy. Draw 2. Hit over. And then, why didn't we normal summon the Lila and out the decree? That's a little weird. Because now your call just gets destroyed for no reason. And yeah, all these Amaryllises, with the opponent only on 800 life, it's just a matter of time until the game ends. Fenn probably just going to attack in with the Amaryllis, which will kill itself and deal 800 damage. So we're going to be going to a game number 2 here. Alright, game number 2. Let's see what happens. We've got Quick Draw Plant opening up with a Shell Quick Draw, but it gets outed by the DD Crow. However, the Thousand Eyes Instant Fusion is going to allow the opponent to make a Drill Warrior anyway. Then just going to go with Summon Lila Pass. Gets a nice Necro Gardener mill. And then going to Standby Phase Necro Gardener, use the Burial that she like sackily ripped out of her deck to put the Drill back along with the Necro Gardener. So the Drill just gets outed. Oh, that's so cruel. That's so cruel. Opponent going to go for a Thunder Dragon, search 2 more Thunder Dragons. They have this Dark Hole in hand, just waiting for the opponent to commit a little more to the field. Fenn going to summon the Lila, mill 3. And now Dark Hole presumably going to come out. The Pot of Avarice going to follow up. Putting back everything, pretty much. Everything but Quick Draw. And now we draw onto a Demock, which we cannot summon. Unfortunately, this Brain Control is going to get outed. So now, like, we're just really can't summon the Demock. Wow, we actually could have summoned the Demock if we just not set our Brain Control. It could have been like Brain 1, Thousand Eyes the other, then summon Demock, add back like Brain or Dark Hole. Yeah, I feel like that would have been very good. Unfortunate, I played around Dust Shoot instead of playing around Lila, and now of course the overpowered little lone flower is going to come out, and I think that's just lethal because it's puts the Titanium attack puts them to 9, and then the 2 lone fires are 1,000 damage. So Fenn going to take it 2-0 there with Amaryllis. Next match, we got Mega Lamp versus Fitz, KFC versus Limit Reverse Plants. I don't know, it's just like plants. Everything is plants. I thought it was weird that KFC ended up doing so well, but maybe I'll talk more about the decks later. Yeah, Fitz going to be drawing with Allure. Just going to set a bunch. Not storming here. You're crazy, dude. Just activate Storm. Going to get Call Caius, and then presumably we're dropping Tragodia here. We have to activate Storm now, right? Yeah, okay. Storm going to be used now, so still going to get some decent use out of it there. And then Fitz just going to set the Trooper, set the Dimensional Prison. We've got a Debris Dragon into a Card Trooper, into an Instant Fusion for the Thousand Eyes Restrict, stealing the Tragodia, going to make a level 8 Synchro. Oh, and do you see where this is going? The Trag number 2 is going to pitch the Titanial to steal the Red Dragon Archfiend. Yoink, it's mine. And now we just have lethal with Instant Fusion into Reaper on Nightmare, into Kuraz play for the Gadgetron. However, the Tragodia is going to keep Fitz alive here. So Fitz shall live to duel another turn. Draws into Dark Armed, which I guess is dead. There's 5 Darks. So going to go for debris play, but it gets interrupted by the Call of the Hunted for Kuraz popping the debris dragon, and Fitz can't do anything else, so that's going to be the end of game number 1. On to game number 2. Fitz opens a really bad hand, just bricked on a bunch of trap cards. Maybe should have gone for Lone Fire instead of Titanial there, because like you got a debris and a Kuraz in hand. And yeah, playing into Bottomless. We do have a Trooper and a Sangan pushing in, though, so not exactly easy to answer this. Looks like Fitz going to prefer to just drop a Cyber Dragon here, make Fortress, summon card Trooper, probably mill 3. Alright, and some nice mills, getting monsters in the grave at the very least. And then we're going to hit over the Sangan, getting into Dandelion. So now we're going to have Brain. Brain takes the card Trooper, not going to mill, and then the Judgment going to get used on the summon of Kuraz, so using Dark Hole to try and stay alive here. We got to set Dandelion. Opponent summons Cyber Dragon, just attacks. Now we've got Trooper, and we can Fortress the opponent back. Very funny. Going into the Limit Reverse, which is going to keep Fitz alive and let him drop a big Trag. Trag going to hit over the Fortress Dragon, and now we've got another back row. However, if Mega Lamp just goes into Black Rose Dragon, pops the whole field, gets that Gear Town, it's going to be the end. So a 2-0 victory for KFC over Dark Plants Limit Reverse stuff. Unfortunately, my teammate Fitz is going to be eliminated from the tournament here, but he had a nice run with his very cool build. All right, next up we've got, another KFC match. Hero Kuraz versus the Necro face deck. Could there be a more based matchup than this, actually? Extremely cool. Extremely cool. So someone from the dark going to summon a card Trooper, hit over the elemental hero Stratos. Dust Shoot going to put back the Dandelion, which, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. A very aggressive play here by the Pones Lord. Going to summon the Ocean, bring back the Stratos to pop the back row, which is going to be chained. A hard punish there with the Torrential Tribute. Going to put someone from the dark in the advantaged position in terms of cards. However, there's going to be a Miracle Fusion, so we're beating it with the Absolute Zero. Gold Sark going to remove one of the Necro faces, banishing a bunch of cards, and we are going to set a Mirror Force, which is going to trade 1-for-1 with the Absolute Zero. Nice. Nice for someone from the dark there. We've got a Foolish. Setting the return here, I guess pretty good. That can summon a bunch of stuff. And maybe go for the win. Yeah, there's a lot of cards banished here. We've got, a Warrior Lady, Cyber Dragon, Card Trooper, Sangan. So you could go, like, return, and then maybe tribute the Sangan if you wanted. I don't know, there's, like, a lot of things you could do. The Pones Lord going to go for Stardust, hit in. Going to be met with a Trachodia, but we can follow that up with a Plasma to yoink. And now we have Plasma plus Stardust, which, let's see, you can return. The Scapegoat doesn't do anything. All right, you can return and then tribute summon Gores, and then hit over the Stardust and set MST. I think that's probably the best play. What? How are you scooping there? Like, you had plays that were good, right? That you could have outed? Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. That was a questionable scoop by someone from the dark there. Looks like Sangan beatdown is the way of game number 2. And we do not... Yeah, sometimes this Plasma and this Demock are looking pretty bricky. Especially when you've also got the Gadgetron in your hand. We do have a Scapegoat, which is going to get the Plasma out of our hand, though. Plasma plus Decree is going to be nuts, right? What is this? A 3100 Plasma with Decree. They just need to draw, like, Dark Hole. Okay, MST works. Storm also works, actually. So maybe they're not in such a bad spot. Mirror Force is going to be used, and then we're going to respond with MST. Why didn't they negate the MST onto the Decree to protect their Plasma? I feel like that was kind of a no-brainer, but I guess they don't get the Gores or the Trag now, so it's inadvertently, like, fine. We're going to hit him with a Sangan number 2, I believe. Going for Dandelion, Debris Dragon here. Going to make a Stardust. We get a bunch of token fodder on the field to maybe tribute next turn for a Demock or for a Gadgetron. Opponent going to drop a Fat Trag and have the Mind Control plus the Cyber Valley play ready to go if they want to do that. Looks like they're probably just going to switch it and hit over. Maybe conserve that for later. You should just set RFDD here, right? Yeah, I don't know why he didn't set RFUD. There's like no way you're getting lethal through that. And it just lets you win the game next turn. So we're going to Brain the Trigodia. Gores is going to be dropped, and then we're presumably going to Tribute for DMOC, add back something that maybe help us deal with that Gores, but I think this game is looking very over. We're going to bring back the Gale, have the DMOC, summon the Necroface, put everything back. Can even, I think if we mind control one of the tokens, that's just lethal, right? That should just be lethal. Yeah, this Necroface gets a bunch of attack points, so it looks like the Necroface deck is going to pull it out in game number 2, making an Armory Arm, equipping onto the token, and what is this, 36 plus 27, or 26 plus 27 is 53, so yeah. Game over. Going to game number 3, Hero KFC, opening the classic Rhoda into Stratos. Opponent summons a Kaiku and passes, because that's kind of the best they can do. Titanium going to be met with Deep Prison, and then the Stratos just going to crash. We're going to set the Necroface. I don't know if you should have set that Necroface. Maybe they wanted to go to Grave for some reason. They play Sork. I don't know. Going to use the Instant Fusion, make the Thousand Eyes restrict, steal the Cyber Dragon, just pass. We got the Kaiku swinging in. I'm not sure what these Kaikus are for. Like, they don't do that much. There's not a lot of graveyard resources in the Kuraz deck, so I'm not really sure. We're going to see a Gold Sark going into the Necroface, banish a bunch of stuff. And then we're going to have the Gale swing over the Tribe Infecting Virus, but there's just going to be a Gear Town play now. Very threatening. Gear Town plus Plasma. Oh no. We're going to Plasma. Okay, well that was a weird sequencing, but they have game anyway, so it's fine, I guess. Yeah. Depone's Lord going to take it with Hero KFC. We're getting pretty deep in here. Let's see. So Fenn versus Snack. I think we should be nearing the end of the... I don't know, actually. We're not even in top 4 yet, actually. This could be a while. This could be a slog. So we've got Fenn on Amaryllis versus Snack, who is on the Vayu flip control with like Tsukiyomi and Magician of Faith and stuff. So Fenn's going to open up just a dog hand. Cannot do anything there. And Hamster into Raikou and summon Card Trooper. It's very, very, looking very good here for Snack. Gonna flip the token to attack mode, hit into the Raikou. I definitely like that play. And apparently Dad is just live. All right, well this game's over. We got 2 Hidden Armory, 2 trade-ins in our hand. The Mirror Force gets popped. They summon everything to the field. That is just lethal. R.I.P. Fenn, you have been sacked by Sakamue. What can you do? What can you do? It's over. It's over. Game 1 is over. Going to game number 2. That's rough. That's rough. I'm not going to lie. All right, what can Fenn do here to pull it back in game number 2? Milling a Necro Gardener. That's a good start. We're going to summon Lila, mill 3, pass. Card Trooper going to threaten the Lila. You got to protect that with the Necro Gardener, right? And then End Phase Decree. All right, you win. Like, that's pretty good. Vayu does not do well under Royal Decree when you open, like, 3 trap cards. Amaryl's going to come back, get DD Crowed. We draw into another dead trap card. Unfortunate. We're going to go for the Gale. And, yeah, we're just going to let that through because the Titanium's still bigger. We got another Titanium. We got a Mind Control, just attack for game. You can't use trap cards. Decree, pretty good card. And it's a pretty good card that I happen to bring to 3. Let's see. Game 3, we're going to get Dust Shooted. That's really bad. That's rough. Turn 1 Dust Shoot's so ridiculous. I need to have a format where I ban that card. That's what I'm thinking. But, yeah, Dust Shoot plus Solemn plus Royal Decree, or Royal Oppression. I'm thinking this game is over. Like, should have maybe gone for the Hidden Armories this turn. Just to, like, see what you mill. I don't know. It's, like, rough. How are you beating this? You got, like, Dust Shoot, Solemn, Oppression, and have a hand with Armory, Equip Spell, plus Amaryllis. I guess you can try to go for Mark. You could have gone for double Mark there after the first one got judgmented, but now you just lose. Yeah, rough one for Fenn. I don't feel like she could have done anything there. I really don't, but whatever. Tough. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Alright, now we've got to be in top 4, right? We've got Depone's Lord versus Snackaboo, a KFC versus Vayu. Vayu going to start off. Man, like, I don't know. I would not be comfortable opening this many hands with level 8 monsters as Depone's Lord has been, but whatever. I'm sure he'll find a way. He's found a way so far. Gonna Future Fusion, only for that Gaia getting the Dandelions. Gonna go Brain on the... Oh, Brain to summon Plasma priority. I don't know why... Probably should have milled. There's another Dandelion in your deck you maybe could have hit. I don't know. It doesn't tremendously matter. We do have a Gear Town to follow it up. Of course, the priority, like sort of Kaya's effect of the Plasma, is going to out the set Raikou, which is very good. And then we just go into the Gadgetron, hit in for 3k, so that's not bad. Also paying 2k to summon Titanial, and with the Foolish Burial to send the Dandy tokens to have that targeting protection. So actually just playing through everything. I guess Hero KFC is just the best deck. I don't know. I don't know. So, it's not going to make a Catastor, though, which is going to be very tough to deal with just a Titanial and a Hero Gaia coming down. So we're just going to run over everything. We draw into Miracle. Maybe they do play other heroes if they're on this Miracle. We got Storm, and now... Okay, I guess Ab-Zero is also in the deck. I guess if they're playing Miracle, Ab-Zero pretty much has to be in there. Gonna hit over the Brionac. It should trade also with the Catastor. Anyone's questioned why Snack chose to Instant Fusion here when she could have just preserved her Instant Fusion. Because I guess she thought she could go for game, but you can't attack with the Thousand Eyes, and the Thousand Eyes stops the Catastor from attacking, so there's just like multiple ways that this isn't game. Opponent going to set the Goats, the Ab-Zero is going to come down, hit over the Tsukiyomi, just going to set it, but not very good here. We have a Sork. Sork could hit over the Ab-Zero, trade 1 for 1. Opponent just drawing cards, and the Debris Dragon is going to end the game right then and there. So Depone's Lord somehow winning, going second with that horrible brick. I don't know, I guess... He made the deck look crazy. Like, the turn where he just, like, played into everything and ended on Titanial Gadgetron somehow. I don't know. It was absolutely nuts. The Future Fusion has been very good, and he has been drawing it frequently. We're going to go for Brain, but the Titanium just negates that. So you could special the Greffer and Caius, or you could set Raikou and just die. Yeah, that's what happens. Snack 2-0'd. She's been KF cooked. What can we say? KFC best deck. Next up, we've got Mega Lamp versus Brolab. Another top 4 match. KFC versus Quick Draw Dandy Warrior. Let's see what happens. We got a set Sangan. Sangan gonna hit over the set Sangan. Gonna get the Lone Fire Blossom. We've got a lot of aggression here that we could potentially go for. Probably best to conserve the Terraformings for now because we have the Tragodia in hands, but we're not doing that. We're instead going very aggressive here with the Black Garden. If this had been Torrential, it would have been quite bad. Also, the Tragodia is kind of bricked now. I think I would have definitely just waited a little bit to do this, and you get blown out by Dark Hole. Deserved, honestly. The Garden, though, going to be very good here. I think Garden is one of the tools that can be sort of sneakily strong, especially against these more combo-oriented decks, where it's just like, it just sucks to play into it. You give your opponent all these free bodies, and your stuff gets halved. You're not threatening anything. You're not doing any damage. We're going to see another Terraforming get used and just activate over the Garden. So now we're going for... what? We're going for nothing because we get booked, but there's a call to bring back the Titanial. Alright, that's nice. And then we can go for game, but there's a Gores that's going to keep the opponent alive. Now you could hit over this token, and there's not a lot the opponent can do. They can hit over something with Gores. Okay, they can Avarice and hope to find something. I think that's about the best game plan they've got. They draw into Cyber Valley. So you can switch the Gores, hit over something. Alright, we're drawing 2. And we're hitting over the set Debris. The Titanial over the Gores is not game, but the tokens and the little guys just beating in is. So Mega Lamp going to take game number 1. Game number 2. Brolab going to start out with a Pro Set Heavy Sangan. Not a bad opening. DD Warrior Lady going to hit over the Dandy. I'm not sure why we didn't... Okay, he did drop track. Very good, very good. So, what to do here? Probably just go into the Dandelion. I don't know about that. You really want to take the Sangan? You're just like spending a card to get this, and then when they hit over it, they get the search. So I think it's better to just get Dandelion. Like, hit over the Sangan for 2k, get Dandelion main 2. Seems fine. And yeah, triple Lone Fire action going off there. We got the Titanial actually hitting over the Trag rather than hitting over their own Sangan. I don't know about that one. Has to summon Titanial here, because if you go for Kuraz with his Mausoleum, the Titanial will just negate it and you'll feel bad. Alternatively, could have gone for Debris into Black Rose, but then like the opponent gets the search. So maybe just opting to crash here and then leave the Sangan. Nothing to chain the call for. That's unfortunate then. Kind of getting owned by that Heavy Storm. Draw second Debris. We get crowed. Attack over, make Black Rose isn't bad though. The opponent does get a search, which they will use to make Drill Warrior, no doubt. So that's a problem. If they hadn't had this quick draw... Oh no, they just go for Vanity's Fiend. Alright, we got to set Judgment. So we got to draw an out to this Vanity's Fiend. We already spent our Mausoleum, which is a huge issue, because that's one of the best ways to play under that card. And yeah, if we'd still had Mausoleum, we could have done it, but unfortunately, Terraform are not going to do anything there, so we're going to game number 3. Yeah, I guess this version of the Kuraz deck might be a little weaker to Vanity's Fiend post-board. I think Vanity's Fiend's quite bad against the Snowman Eater build, because you just got a billion outs. Plus, this build is in a faster format with less trap cards, so you don't even play like the Phoenix Wings or the whatever else out at Bottomless Trap Hole, Mirror Force, etc. Alright, we're going in really hard here with the double Gadgetron, summoning the Trooper, giving our opponent a token to hit over. We accidentally mill too many cards, but that's fine. We're getting in for big damage. We hit over this. We hit over Raikou. Raikou's going to pop the Garden, probably. Yeah. Milling a Dandy. That's very good. And then the Avarice is also live. We can get him for some damage. So if Brolab can potentially draw something here, he'll be in a good spot. Quick Draw is a really good one. It makes Drill. Although Drill isn't really going to do much to keep you alive here. Let's see. Book of Moon, Raikou, maybe? Huh. Alright. Let me think about this. So they go... We hit over the token. What's left in the deck? There's no Titanial. So you saw in this, hit over the token. You hit over the Raikou. And then Raikou pops a Gadgetron. So they can stay alive this one turn, I think. Oh, why didn't you summon the Lone Fire? I guess... You don't have game anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. We get 3k. And then main 2, we summon the Lone Fire. There's no targets left, though. Should probably have just held it at that point. Black Rose is going to out everything, but we get a Sangan Search and a quick draw. Oh, here's where the issue came up. They noticed that they forgot to bring back Drill. So we had to, like, rewind the game state. I don't know if we did it right or not. I told them to rewind the game state. I wasn't really, like, watching. So everything gets outed, and then a Sangan Search happens. And then, okay. So, is this correct? I don't know if they rewinded that right or not. Maybe I should have been watching while this happened, but I was kind of busy with something else, and they started messaging me about this. So basically, I'm not a judge per se, but my understanding of how it's ruled is if the game state is repairable, you like rewind to repair it. And what happened was they forgot the Drill in the standby, and Mega Lamp hadn't done anything on their turn yet, so they hadn't revealed like any new info, I don't think. The only thing that got changed maybe was the Sangan Search, which is like fine because it happens after the Drill anyway. So yeah, I tried to handle that to the best of my ability, but it's always rough when situations like that come up. So Mega Lamp draw phase Call of the Haunteds for Kuraz just to draw 2. Why didn't you just use that to out the Drill? Is my question. Yeah, I'm not sure. Presumably we're going to see a Trag get dropped here. Okay, Drill going to banish itself, and we're hitting over the token. Is there not a Thousand Eyes in the extra? There's 15 cards in the extra, so 1,009 is definitely there. So we could have gone, like, main phase 1, activate instant fusion, out the Stardust, then, like, summon Karina's draw cards, I guess, to try to dig for something. Instead, we're main phase 2 doing it. I guess it doesn't really matter if we do it in main phase 1 or 2, maybe. We don't have Garden left, so we can't stop this drill. You could still out this drill. Alright, we're going to still not out the drill, though. What? Why didn't you out the drill at any point with either one of these calls? That's weird. Weird stuff. Now the drill is just threatening lethal, and, like, I don't know, I can't think of what you could draw to not get lethaled, actually. Because this is just not enough. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to set everything to try and intimidate them into not attacking with Drill Warrior, but if they go battle phase attack, you're just dead. Okay, they actually remove the drill, summon the Cyber Dragon, which judgmented. And then here, if they had just gone battle phase attack, they would have won too. But instead they made defense mode Ancient Fairy Dragon. I don't know. I feel like we should have outed this drill with one of the 2 Call of the Haunted into Kuraz plays. And we might have won. But now we are dead to Black Rose effect. We've been dead for a while. These back row obviously don't do anything to, like, stop them. So at any point when they decide to go for game, you're just dead. Unfortunate. Very close, very back and forth games. KFC can be a complicated deck to pilot, but so can Quick Draw to an extent. So I think it's a pretty healthy matchup. Definitely fun to watch. Good job to both of the players for making it this far. I think we're going to be featuring the top 4 deck lists later on. So both of these lovely gentlemen are going to get their lists gone over on the channel at the end of this video. All right. I think this is the final match. So we got Depone's Lord with Hero KFC versus Bro Labs Quick Draw Dandy Warrior. It's pretty much all plants, like, in this upper, like, end of the tournament. By the way, I've been talking about it a lot, but, like, what is this hand, dude? Like, this is a very bricky build of KFC, man. We got the D-Mock, we got the Plasma on top of Titanial Gadgetron, which you're also playing, and then you're playing, like, well, Kuraz isn't really a brick. You do want to draw Kuraz, actually. In my regular build, I've like cut out Titanial even. I'm just like, no, I don't want more bricks on top of Gadgetron. We do have a Plasma being summoned, but it gets walled by the debris, and then everything gets outed by the Dark Hole. We're summoning a Tribe attacking. Actually, like, both players are just horribly bricked this game. We got double Avarice, double Caius, Titanium. The Dandy gets outed by the Caius, but we've got a Gaia coming down, going to out this Caius. Going for Rhoda into Stratos. I guess this can get something. We're out of Plasma, though, so this Goat doesn't do anything. And, wait, is this a main deck Vanity's Fiend? What on earth? Whatever, we're just going to take it and tribute it for Kuraz. Kuraz pop Scapegoat plus Future Fusion, draw 2 cards. 2 pretty good cards as well. Is Depone's Lord not playing Garden? Oh, man, that's not good. You got to play Garden, bro. Garden is so integral. Like, you could have gone just, like, Gear Town Garden, and then you wouldn't have had to worry about your opponent just, like, being able to play into you and kill you there. Like, if they had anything besides just, like, this horrible brick fest, you might have just died. They had, like, 5 cards in hand. As it is, the opponent just goes set pass. So we go for Debris, Black Rose, pop the field, and now we have... shouldn't you get your own Dandy tokens? I guess it doesn't matter if you're just going to win, but, like, still. You know, don't you want tokens? Alright, Depone's Lord going to take game number 1 with his, like, 6 monster brick hand against the opponent's, like, bunch of Avarice brick hand. Very fun. Going to game number 2, we have standard KFC plays here. 2K to summon... Oh, man, Mausoleum D-Mock is actually crazy. It's definitely too good not to play that. Warrior Lady going to remove it. And then Raikou going to trade with the Gadgetron. But you got a pretty good hand here. His hand is pretty stacked. Like, we've got Gear Town. We're judgmenting a Raikou, bro. Why? Why did we judgment that Raikou? You didn't have to. The life points are not worth it, my man. All right, we're going to resolve a goat, which is going to keep us alive. We can go. Oh, well, that's a good draw. I mean, not really. It just trades like 4-for-1, kind of, if you think about it. We're drawing 2. We can go Gear Town, Gadgetron, attack. The Miracle's still dead, unfortunately. The draw Fader, but the opponent doesn't have any gas to pressure you with. So we're going to go Lone Fire, Titanial. The Titanial definitely making you feel a lot safer here, but there's just a Dark Hole chilling the opponent's hand, about to, like... Man, Dark Hole just, like, killing Titanial for the 10th time today. And now we're going into a Debris play, which is just enough for lethal. Game 3, it all comes down to this. We've got KFC opening a very strong opening hand. We've got the Future Fusion into the Milling the Dandelion. This was... Yeah, you should just Debris and then make Stardust and set Judgment, and, like, then you can Kurez next turn. I don't know why you Kurez this turn. I feel like you just win the duel if you did that. You might still just win the duel, but, you know... The plant opening is strong. You would have had to Judgment the Lone Fire. Actually, we're still Judgmenting the Lone Fire. Okay. Well, we can go... We're not going for anything? Why not summon Debris and make, like, Ancient Fairy or pop the field and then get... Well, I don't know if you're on Garden. See, I think in a lot of these situations, it would just be so good to have Garden, by the way. Because you could have gone, like... You could have had, like, Stardust plus Garden plus... Gadgetron plus Kurez, and then, like, next turn Gaia comes down. Just have, like, a bunch of big dudes with Stardust and Garden. Like, how are you losing from that point? And now we're going to get owned by Gores, which... Or at least I assume we are. Because the Avarice gets stopped. We're going to go Lone Fire into Titanial. We're summoning our own Lone Fire. Why not just Tribe that? I guess this is the one fewer cards? I don't know. You could also go use this Debris, like, ever, but... What do I know? We're going Titanial, hit in. And here's where we, like, lose the game to Gores, because we're not playing Black Garden in our deck. I see. So we can go for a Gadgetron to try to not die. Instant Fusion, gonna be used, gonna out the Gadgetron. And just end the turn. We have Dark Hole now. We go for Tribe instead. Wait, what? Dude, just summon your Debris Dragon and make Ancient Fairy. Why did we pitch for Tribe? Why did you never summon Debris? The Debris is so good in here. Alright, whatever. It's fine. It's okay. We've got this maybe somehow. I don't know. We go for another... Gadgetron. Actually, this is just the end of the game. Like, this Raikou can't stop both. He has to mill a Dandy or something. And there's no more Dandies in deck to mill, so... Yeah, Deponzler actually just wins. Wow. Okay. KFC takes it all. Alright, so we are going to be getting into the top 4 deck lists, but I do also want to say that if you're someone who played in this event or might be interested in playing in future similar events, there are going to be some slightly important announcements at the end, so be sure to stick around. Anyway, starting off here, we have, well, what was his name? Depone's Lord or something, his KFC list. Now, he opted to go this hero route with it, which is very interesting. As we saw, definitely plays a fair deal of kind of bricky cards, but also has a crazy, like, power ceiling, and, like, you get the extra starter in terms of the Future Fusion, I guess, which is very good. You also have the Plasma plays, which can be solid. I think the Kurez lists in this tournament, there were 2 of them, and both of them made top 4, which is quite impressive. Which is interesting. They were both playing the Plant Engine, obviously, because that was buffed a lot, but, like, I feel as though the triple Lone Fire was a way bigger power boost to, like, other plant decks. It's like KFC barely even really benefits from the Plant Engine that much. I pretty much don't play it anymore in Edison format. But, I mean, I guess it's probably worth it to play when you got triple Lone Fire, so it makes sense. You might as well throw it in there. This guy opted to play D-Mock as well. I think with Mausoleum, it definitely makes a lot of sense to play D-Mock. I definitely like that decision. Like, just pay 2k, summon D-Mock, add back a spell. And there's a lot of spells in KFC, and a lot of them can be high impact given the situation. They also went on double Miracle Fusion. I doubt I would play this card in a version of this list. I think I would just opt to play like Torrential and Dust Shoot in the main rather than these. Cause I think the Future Fusion is enough payoff in general for the hero package. Just 2 copies of Karez. I guess you're already playing all these other bricks, so you need to cut down on something somewhere, and it can't be Gadgetron and it can't be Titanium. Triple Debris Dragon, obviously best normal summon in the deck. I think you should play 3 of that. And then the spell lineup, in terms of the field spells, we're only on Gear Town and Mausoleum. I think that Garden is really important, and you definitely need to play it in here. So that's kind of my take on that. But other than that, I like the list a lot. I think the goats are interesting. They go well with Karez, they go well with Debris, and then of course you have your Plasma to cheese out. So very interesting, very cool list. The side deck is kind of funny. I think we're going to see a lot of funny side deck choices actually, because everyone's just kind of prepping for like some insane shit that they think someone else might bring, which kind of makes sense. So maybe I shouldn't talk too much about the side deck since the format's still so unsolved. But it's definitely interesting to me that 2 Karez decks top forward, because I didn't really think I buffed this deck too much. It's like, we mentioned the 3rd Lone Fire, but does that even count? Like, that's so much bigger of a buff to, like, other plant decks that can play the equip spell stuff. I'm really shocked that no one played any Power Tool thing. I felt like some crazy Power Tool plant combo deck could be absolutely insane. And then it's like, what else do you got? What are you even playing? Like, is Democ a KFC card? I guess with Mausoleum it's good, but it's probably better in Frogs. Like, it's probably better in some crazy combo pile. So I'm not really sure why the deck did so well. It just had like good representation among some decent players in the event. I guess there's like 2 of them, and then I mean, that's the best explanation I can really think of. A bunch of cringe Carpath fans playing my deck, as I mentioned before. But very big congratulations to Depone's Lord on his first place finish. Second place list, we have Bro Laub's Quick Draw, Dandy Warrior, Plant, Synchro, whatever you want to call it. We all have seen this deck before. On Triple Decree with the Volcanic Shells, also on Raikou with no charge, which is interesting. He is playing the Tribe Infecting Virus, which I think 2 or 3 of the top 4 decks were playing Tribe Infecting Virus. I forget if Snack had it in her value list, but yeah, this card's probably a little bit underrated. Like I said, I don't think it's amazing, but it's probably solid enough to just throw in as a one-off and do a lot of stuff, especially if you have this kind of discard fodder in your deck, which a lot of decks do. And of course, they're on the full plant engine with the Triple Avarice. One thing I thought was neat was the main deck Vanity's Fiend. I guess thinking that the format is going to be faster and therefore Vanity's Fiend will probably be better since there shouldn't be so much like set heavy stuff out there. I can kind of see that. They're only on 1 Trag in the main, which struck me as odd because that card I did bring to 2. They're also on My Body of the Shield as a shield. Very interesting tech. I think good against the Dark Hole, good against the Tribe Infecting, good against I think a number of things that I brought back. So definitely an interesting one. I thought there would be more Starlight Roads out there, or I guess there just weren't a lot of trap decks. But even in Snack's value deck, I don't think she played Starlight Road either. So yeah, I thought with Tribe and Dark Hole, Starlight Road would get more popular, but it really didn't. Obviously, this is Decree build, so you can't really play Starlight Road. Instead, just having like Book of Moon in My Body, having some quick play spells for defense. Also, they're only on 1 Sangan, and I brought that to 2. There's like a Cyber Valley randomly thrown in, but no 1-for-1. And then they didn't play Card Trooper at all, which I think Card Trooper is probably just better than Raikou. That being said, very solid performance for Brolab. The deck did well. It's using a lot of the sort of good stuff that I unhit, so not surprising to see it finish in second. Coming in at third place, we have the second KFC list by Mothman. Now, you might ask yourself, why is this list in third place when Vayu is in fourth place and we never played a match for third place? Shouldn't they just be tied for third place? Well, I have an answer for you. It's because Kuraz is a deck for based chads and Vayu is a deck for cringe normies. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's discuss the list. Triple Kuraz, triple Debris Dragon, double Trag, triple... Was the other KFC list even playing Trag? Because if not, I think that's a major oversight, actually. deck plays like a ton of 8s and some 4s, and like Trag's just really good at keeping you alive, and not a lot of trap cards either. So yeah, full plant engine, just like all of it. Understandable. Got the Foolish Burial with the Dandelion, the triple Lone Fire, and the Titanial. And then double Trooper, double Sangan. I'm a little iffy on Sangan. I don't think it's that great in here. But I guess it's like it can never be that terrible either. So who knows. They are playing the full field spell package with the Garden, which I very much support. Double Instant Fusion. The other one is Reaper on Nightmare, which you can get that back with Black Garden, actually, which is quite funny. So I can kind of see where they're on 2. Usually you're just going to be using it for Thousand Eyes, though, and usually you're probably only going to see one of them. Brain, Dark Hole, Heavy, Typhoon, a bunch of staples, and we got some staple trap cards as well. I think maybe Mirror Force was a little bit undervalued in this event. Everyone, I guess with the Troopers and the Sangans, people thought it wouldn't be worth it, but I felt like watching this, the sweepers were actually insane. Like, we saw so many crazy Dark Holes. Maybe it's largely because of the Titanial everywhere, that Dark Hole and Torrential were so valued, so I think maybe more people should have played Mirror Force. But yeah, that's it for the main deck lineup. And the extra deck lineup, pretty standard, just a bunch of things you can make with Debris Dragon. Pretty solid, pretty strong list, definitely. Nice to see a KFC doing well, even if it is in my little pet custom format. So congratulations to Mothman on his run. Coming in at 4th place, we have Snack Mue's Vayu Turbo, Flip Control, Goat Chaos list. Oh, I didn't think we'd see a flip deck do well for like meta conditions that I kind of mentioned earlier while we were looking at the replays. A lot of like really hostile anti-Raikou cards have been like unhit and proliferated throughout the format, but Snack managed to pilot Vayu Turbo to top cut despite those odds, so very impressive. We've got triple Vayu, double Sirocco, 1 Gale, only 1 Armanite. Most of the Edison format Vayu lists are on double Armanite, triple Sirocco, but kind of had to make room for the other stuff in here, so it makes sense that certain things had to be cut. Of course, we've got those double Sork, feels very nice. Man, the only lights are triple Raikou, though, but I get that it's a mill deck, I guess, so maybe it's easier to get to. You don't have a lot of easily accessible lights in the extra, though, either. Maybe Snack actually needed to main some, like, Cyber Dragons. I guess she has the Magician of Faith. I almost feel like you maybe should have played the second one, even, though. And the Magician of Faith was solid. You don't play a ton of spells, but, like, you could just mill your power spells and add them back with Magician of Faith, as we saw from the matches there, so that was cool. Caius is still in there. I think Caius is still quite good in this iteration of Edison format. It goes very well with like the instant fusion thing that everyone pretty much has to play. It kind of turns into a pseudo brain Caius, so very good there as well. And then we just got a bunch of standard, Raikou, Hamster, Dad, all the one-off spell cards with the Rhoda, Lore, Burial, Charge, Brain, Dark Hole, etc., and some staple traps to round it up. So very clean list, definitely cool concept. I'm glad we got to see someone play some kind of flip deck with Tsukiyomi and Magician of Faith. So thank you, Snack, for making it happen, and congratulations on your finish. If you've stayed this long, you get to be privy to some extra information, which maybe I should have put this at the beginning, actually, but well, whatever. We're going to make an announcement video, and we're going to ping people in the Discord, so everyone will find out eventually. First thing I'm going to say is be on the lookout for an announcement regarding a second alt format related to Edison. Now, I want to just let everyone know I plan on just doing these 2. I'm not going to like flood the airwaves with a deluge of new like redundant Edison adjacent alt formats. I just want to have 2. If you've been keeping up, you might have some idea what the second format's going to look like. But I just want to say, like, if you like Unchained, you can just play Unchained. There's going to be plenty more of those. We're just going to have those 2 that we're going to run out of the Discord, and that's all that we have planned for the foreseeable future with regards to that. So look out for that announcement video. Furthermore, after each event, we are going to be making some tweaks to the ban list. Kind of a necessity. When you unban 45 cards, there's probably going to be some problems that are going to arise that are going to require you to balance the format. Now, I don't think this format got anywhere near solved enough for those problems to arise, but still, we're going to have it be just kind of procedure that after each event we make some tweaks to the ban list. So that's what we're going to be doing here. As you can see, we got the full Edison Unchained ban list in front of us here with all of the magnificent changes that we are going to now go through and make some hits, make some unhits as well. Because if I'm taking cards away from you, I got to give you some cards back, of course. So let's start with the bad news and what you're losing. Reasoning Gate have got to go. This is an executive decision on my part. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. Reasoning Gate need to go back to 1. Now, this deck didn't really do much at the event. However, I've labbed out some builds that are just absolutely insane. Like, I didn't even put too much thought into building them, and then I just play tested some hands with them, and they were completely ridiculous, completely unfair. I really overlooked the wolf thing. I think that is a huge issue. That definitely just compensates for a lot of the goat power cards that are missing in a big way, where it's just you reasoning and you gate, and then you just get to summon 2 extra monsters for no reason. Yeah, I mean, there's just some crazy builds of the deck that I think are too strong, and they're going to become a serious problem in the future if I allow these cards to remain. They definitely enable the dumb frog degen infinity combo thing too, and other stuff like that potentially. And I just don't want that happening. So I think Reasoning Gate are probably the most sus cards in the entire format, and they just have to go back to 1. So the other major thought that I had was that I buffed the plant deck too much because it was just everywhere. Now, that might not be true. Maybe in some optimized version of the format, that's not the case. But it is the deck that was everywhere. It was the deck that performed the best by far. So I'm going to make some nerfs to the plant deck. Specifically, Lone Fire is going back to 2. This card at 3 is really insane. We didn't see the Power Tools Symbols deck, but the Amaryllis deck is insane because they can just play Hidden Armory and grab Symbols of Heritage, and it's just a Monster Reborn or Premature Burial or whatever, and Fenn did play that, and that was crazy. And then there's just there's other plant builds that can do that as well. And I think it just felt like everyone was playing Titanial Triple Lone Fire Dandy just because they could, and it was really good. So yeah, I maybe overestimated or underestimated how good this card would be at 3. I thought it was just the Symbols thing, but actually it just became a generic engine that everyone was playing because of how much more consistent it actually was. Then the other thing I'm going to do is put Sangan back to 1. Now, this card is decent in this plant quick draw sort of decks, which is part of the reason I'm hitting it. The other reason is kind of similar to Reasoning Gate, which is I think that this card adds consistency to some potentially problematic BS in the future, where it's just a generic search that can get you anything. So I think I'm going to be putting Sangan back to 1. Let's see, we got one more hit. All right, and you're gonna this one's not even a real hit. All right, watch it. It's the left leg back to 1. Now this is kind of just a meme. All right, but you'll see why. You'll see why when we get into the unhits. Okay, the reason we're doing this is because I'm putting Ancient Ritual Art to 3. I want someone to. Oh, we lost Ancient Ritual Art. Well, let me get it back. How do I can search for it, right? Give me 1 second here. How do I search? So Advanced Ritual Art is going... Advanced Ritual Art is going to 3, okay? Now, I just want to see Ritual decks do something. This card didn't get played hardly at all. The only thing it got played in was the weird Exodia build. So I decided, let's just, shoot that in the foot, literally, the leg, and then let's bring ARA to 3 and let people do some cool Ritual stuff. I genuinely don't think Rituals do anything that crazy. Demise OTK is just so bad. Summoning Demise is just not that good in Edison Format. I don't know what to say. It's you pay 2k for a board wipe, which, almost never generates that much value. How are you OTKing? It's just... You gotta play bricks in your deck. So I'm just, full in. Let's give people triple ARA. Let's let some people cope on Rituals. So left leg to 1. Why the left leg, by the way? I I picked the left leg because it's the second most expensive Exodia piece. That's some lore behind that choice. But yeah, left leg the 1, but more importantly, Advanced Ritual Art is going to 3, and hopefully I can learn to stop calling it Ancient Ritual Art, which I think I did earlier. But yeah, let's see. We got some other unhits that are going to happen. First of all, Time Seal is coming to 2. Probably just going to inch this 1 to 3. It's just like drop off, basically. I mean, what does this card actually do? It's not that good. I'm pretty sure we can just go from 2 to 3. Maybe I could just put it to 3 now, but we're going to be careful just in case. Next thing that's happening, Black Rose to 3. Now, this card was good, and people were playing Debris Dragon decks, but I don't feel like the second or third Black Rose is that impactful. I don't feel like the second one came up even a single time that I can remember in that entire event. And if 2 Black Rose doesn't matter, then 3 doesn't matter either. It's pretty, like, just playing redundant copies of extra deck staples isn't that good. The only reason I'm leaving Brio at 1 is because that card is insane, and I don't want to know what happens if I give people multiple, so I'm probably just going to leave it at 1. But these 2 are good cards, but I think they can absolutely just go to 3, like, and it wouldn't change much, hardly at all. So yeah. Next up, we got Magician of Faith going to be coming to 3. I mean, this card got played in one deck that did top. It's just like kind of okay. I don't feel like it did anything that crazy. I don't even feel like it has the potential to do anything that crazy. It's very slow. It's a flip monster that just adds back a spell. Yeah, feel free to play a triple Moth deck. I challenge you to play a triple Moth deck. Maybe someone builds some crazy mill pile that can exploit the Moth a lot, but it's just like flip monsters, as we've mentioned, are quite slow and quite bad in this format, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. Next up, we have, oh boy, you're all going to love this one, Bestiary coming to 3, baby. I mean, it didn't do jack at 2. It's probably not doing anything at 3. Like, the format is higher powered than Edison, and Glads are just terrible in Edison too, so why not? Why not let the Glad players cope? Come on, give them the third one. And finally, the very last unhit is the Pesky Boy to 3. I don't think anyone even played a deck with this card. I want to see someone play a deck with this card. I want to see someone play Neospatian Rocks. 3 Grand Mole, baby. Let's go. The Pesky Boy shall be everywhere. I have proclaimed it. And that is going to round out all of the changes. I'll make an announcement or a post in the Discord where I highlight all of the changes. I don't know when the next Unchained event is going to be. Probably not next weekend, but probably not too long either. So be sure to look out for any announcements regarding that. We're probably just going to make announcements about subsequent events in the Discord. I don't think every new little tournament needs its own announcement video, but I will be doing an announcement video regarding the second alt format that I have teased. So that's everything that you need to know about everything, I think. Yeah, we've covered it all. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was quite a long video to make, but I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun running the event. I was very pleased with the turnout, very pleased with how everything ran. So keep it up, guys, and I'll see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.